What can I expect from someone named 69 arguing about? Actually, sequels are bad because let's see. Here's all the talking points that have been discussed from the past. When did The Last Jedi come out? 2017? Yeah.
Alright. It's still not working. Hold on, I think it just went through. Yeah, there we are. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Time for another stream that nobody's gonna watch and like 2 people will see the archive of.
That's how it be, man.
It
I
honestly
mean,
be
like,
like
you
that.
gotta, if you really want, you gotta, like, put more work.
Yeah,
Gotta
like what?
advertise.
Well, yeah, but like all the places I advertise, like, oh, boo, you suck. And then
Yeah, I
other
know, but, like,
places, like,
that's
people
what
don't
you
care.
gotta do, though.
Yeah,
It's
but
kind of like a crappy thing. It's like people will hate you for it. Or, like, I don't, not all of them. Most people won't care, but, like, yeah.
yeah,
But you just gotta keep on going. And, of course, that's easier said than done, because it still feels bad. But it's like, yeah.
yeah. The other problem is like finding like stream music to play, because like every single one of them, I put on like a playlist and then I just get a copyright strike. So it's like, oh, okay, that's neat. Good to know.
Oh, yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Classic. I need to stop. I just need to, like, mute this fucking channel. God.
What, books and comics?
No, the
Oh.
Rise of Skywalker. I like books and
Oh.
comics. Books and comics is good.
I thought you meant like with the. I think you said at one point about being like always the Legends guy or something. I don't
I am the Legends guy, bitch.
know.
I'm the Legends guy because no one on here is Chad enough to read Legends. On, like, the other, was it Star Wars Reference or something? This other Star Wars server, like, there's more people familiar with it. And then of course that's when I'm weaker. because suddenly I'm like exposed.
You're not at full power.
Did you read this book? I'm no, actually.
Fake fan.
Fake fan. Yeah.
That's how it be.
Did you read True Sakura? I'm just like, it was a long time ago. I haven't touched it since. Like most Star Wars books.
Just beyond your years.
Yeah, I just don't like it because on one hand, I disagree with this 69 person, like his like, oh, Star Wars sucks arguments. But on the other hand, there's Mech, and I just have a personal obligation to dislike whatever Mech says.
Contractually
So,
obligated to disagree.
it's just kind of irritating. Because Mech is just so mean with the way he says anything.
Yeah.
It's like, why you gotta be so mean?
Why
you
you
gotta
gotta
be
be
so
so rude?
Exactly. Don't you know I have feelings too?
Legend fans are people too.
Yeah. What else? I finished Emperor Text-to-Speech. You know Emperor Text-to-Speech?
Why? What's that?
It's like this, it's kind of like, it's like just like this, um, parody series of Warhammer 40k. Kind of like mocking it, or like not, I don't know, it's kind of like Red versus Blue almost. But then,
And BXR.
yeah. But then, yeah. It's just kind of whatever. But it's gotten me like reading 40k stuff. At least I should actually probably read the books if I really wanted to. But yeah. But like, yeah, it's all right. Makes me wonder why I even like Star Wars. Honestly, there's so many other sci-fi franchises that like scratch one itch or another itch better, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be a Star Wars fan. It's like, what? I don't know. What does Star Wars even have?
Cool ships. And
Yeah, but like
lore.
their ships only have lasers. And like, you know, like in other shit there's like missiles, which are cooler and logically superior. Torpedoes and like, you know. I guess 40k has like some weird shit with like, but like yeah, and like in 40k like all the ships are like walking arsenals of like multiple weapons, not just lasers. They have like missiles, they ram each other for some fucking reason. They have like macro cannons, which is something. They just broadside each other, and like if you yeah, it's just crazy shit like that. Lasers, lightning cannons, railgun shit. It's like, yeah. What else? Oh yeah, Halo has like torpedoes, Mac cannons, small guns, plasma, whatever's. Yeah. And then meanwhile, Star Wars. Star Wars actually, well, I mean, like Empire at War, there's like a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
right? But like outside of that game, where the developers were like, let's make Star Wars ships cool, and actually like act cool, not just look cool. But outside of that game,
You got
Star Wars
ion
ships
cannons, man. Ion
yeah,
cannons.
you have
like...
you have like ion turrets, and then like lasers. That's it. You got green, you got blue, and you got red. It's just like those are the lasers you get. And I'm just like,
There was like a, what's it called? Empire of the Hand stuff with the like masers and mega masers and
oh, you mean
like
like
nets.
yeah. Well, I mean like masers are a thing. I know like in Legends there are masers. Like it brings up, but those are the thing is it's books, so you don't really see them. They just kind of like and they vaguely describe them. They're just microwave lasers, I think is the idea, or some shit like that. Masers. I don't know how they, yeah, and then because like the chits use masers and what they call charics. Those are their blasters. But that's all legends. That's not even canon now. So who cares, right? Right? But
Right.
yeah, nuts. Man, what else have I done?
Next target!
I went to the castle. I went to this castle in Napa Valley. That was kind of funny because it was actually built in 2007.
Hmm.
It's like made to look like really old, but it really was just like it was built by some. It's what happens when you have so much money that you just don't know what to do with it. And the guy who ran the vineyard just built a fucking castle, and inside the castle, it's just like tours and like a store, like an underground cellar where they like sell a bunch of shit, and you can taste wine, and that's it. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Also, I'm playing like Burning Wheel with my friends, but like through it's weird playing RPGs through. Have you ever actually have you ever played tabletop?
I have not, no.
Yeah, okay. It gets extra weird when you're trying to play it through voice chat because you can't even like read each other's facial expressions. So trying to like role play, I don't know how do people even do that over voice chat? Trying to role play dialogue like conversation through voice chat is fucking like cringe.
I mean, because they can do that, because, like, you don't actually know or see the person. It's like, hey, I can just
Oh, I guess
do
yeah, that
whatever I
makes sense because
want.
we're having voice chat right now. But like trying to pretend to be someone and you're like trying to read their facial expression, and then they have to like tell you they have to break character and tell you what they're doing while they're dialogue. It's just
Yeah, I can
it
imagine that
ruins my
part.
immersion. It really ruins my immersion.
Hmm. I mean, I did kind of talking about 40K now. A
Hmm.
friend of mine, because during
Hmm.
our summer classes, the teacher ended up not being able to come one of the days, and of course we
Okay.
didn't get the message until we were already there. So
Did
what
he
ended up,
like bring did he bring figurines or
but
what?
no, like what ended up happening is that I went down to the what's it called, 3D printer lab, whatever they call it, like the
Hmm.
fab lab, but basically they like my friend is into like 40K but isn't really that sure on some of the lore. So stuff like I think total like some of the more fantasy stuff and how it like correlates to the like space marine stuff
Yeah.
and timelines and that sort of thing.
I
So
mean, they're separate, but
yeah,
like I think there's like some. No, actually, I think they're pretty separate.
yeah.
But
So
yeah.
then like when I was there, when the people that help with 3D printing, like it must have been hour, 2 hour conversation of like them just talking about Warhammer, and like I'm just there like trying to figure out how to get,
Follow.
because like I went there because I wanted to make a, you know, like the flathead BB-8, like the one that the First Order has. I basically wanted to print out that and like recolor it. So like I'm sitting there trying to figure it out and like, you know, wait for them to finish talking so I can ask him about how I'm supposed to get it printed. And he's just like going over all 40K lore and stuff.
Yeah,
And
there's a
like,
lot, man.
yeah. And then he finishes it off with like the Juggernauts, whatever the new one is, that basically like invalidates all other Space Marines.
The I think they're called like Prime,
The ones with long legs,
Primaris.
or like the bigger legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's supposed to be
I don't
more
know.
proportional, I think he said, to like what actual people are versus like the Warhammer version of the Space
Midgets.
Marines.
They all look like a bunch of like the figurines all look like a bunch of goddamn like I don't know trolls or
Mm.
just I don't know goblins. It's great.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah. He got me to play the wargaming version of it, I think. Whereas because that was his question about the fantasy, because it didn't have any Space Marines. It had like the
Empire
greens,
man.
had the green skins and the
The
dwarves
orcs,
and
yeah.
stuff and orcs, vampires.
I think in fantasy it's like you have the humans, you have like the human empire which is like Europe, and then you have like the chaos people and like the people in the north who are all like Vikings and barbarians and Huns and like all the undesirables, non-glorious white Europe people. um, well, I mean, there's Vikings, but
Well,
they're
okay
bad too.
then.
Yeah, and then 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 the fucking vampires. Then there's like Egyptian skeleton tomb king guys, like ancient Egypt flavor. Uh, they're also undead. Oh, there's vampire pirates, I remember. I don't
Mm.
know much about Warhammer Fantasy. Then there's orcs
Yeah. Because like
and elves, and dark elves. Yes.
and Necrons and Tau, because no
Nah.
one likes dumbass woo space communists.
Yeah,
Russian
the
badger.
Tau in 40K. God,
And
I don't know.
oh yeah, you said Tyranids, right?
Well, I mean, I was thinking fantasy, but
Yeah.
like if you're talking like sci-fi,
Yeah.
then there's the humans, the Imperium.
Because I
They always,
asked him
yeah.
about like what would be the best faction. I can like, oh yeah, what's something good for start? He's like, oh yeah, do dwarves. So I picked my dwarf, and then the whole game I end up fighting greenskins like endlessly. They just it's like Smash Mouth, they start coming and they don't stop coming. That's literally what I went through.
Oh
Cause
wait,
all
wait. Are you talking about are you talking about Total War Warhammer?
I think it's Total War. I forget what it is exactly, because it was like a
Yeah,
$60 game. He bought me because he's a mad lad.
it's like the strategy game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's Total War. Yeah, dwarves. You know, I wonder why does 40K have dwarves? Like, why does like the sci-fi 40K have like also have like space dwarves? Because they have space elves. I wonder what happened to the fucking space dwarves.
Hmm.
They have space elves. They have space dark elves. They have space humans. Space chaos. Then where's the fucking dwarves?
Real talk.
Yeah. I mean, they even have like the space zombies. Because like those are Necrons.
Hmm.
And then like Tyranids are I don't know Tyranids are something else.
Yeah, Tyranids are gene stealers.
Tyranids are just Zerg. Well, Zerg are Tyranids is the proper. Yeah.
We'll go with that. But yeah.
It's
Uh,
complicated shit.
I also fought against the Tyranids in the I think it's called Space Hulk Deathwing, where like you play
Yeah.
as like the
Some guy.
super space marines.
Yeah.
So uh, basically like every single game I just ran assault cannon and vengeance launcher.
You should
'Cause
try what's it called? Battlefleet Gothic. I was hyped for that game for until I realized my shitty laptop can't run it.
mm.
Like, cause like why would it be able to? So it's just like I need to like yeah build a PC or something. But like I'm not gonna do that until like I move in.
Right. I think I did. I think I picked up Stellaris as well during
Oh,
the
that's
sale.
nice.
So yeah, I don't know if you can run that, but
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I'm mostly just. I'm gonna probably stick with Crusader Kings for a while because like
The shell hasn't
roleplay.
done any damage.
It's like, Stellaris, all the games, all the other Paradox games are kind of like you're playing as a country. Crusader Kings, you're just playing as like
Let's
a
go. Our
drunkard,
sector is
you
under
know,
artillery
or
barrage.
or or, or a possessed maniac, or a just, fair, wise king
Hmm.
who you eventually turn into a drunk, satanic, possessed. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
fucking.
Sounds pretty weird, but okay.
It's about playing as people. It's about human interaction.
The weapon has been damaged.
I kind of want to. I want to start a new TV show, but I'm not sure. There's so many TV shows that I could watch, but I'm not sure which one to start with, and this choice is paralyzing me. I should probably start Breaking Bad.
Hmm.
It's like
Maybe.
there's also The Wire, which is also critically acclaimed. Then there's the ongoing one called Barry.
Like Barry Allen from the.
Oh yeah, like totally. That's the one. That's
Oh,
definitely
okay.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah,
Have you heard of Barry?
yeah. I've heard of it, but I don't think I know what it's about.
It's just like about a hitman who like
Isn't there
becomes an
one about?
actor.
Isn't Wayne like actually like just Bruce Wayne or something, or is that? Am I not thinking the right thing?
Wayne,
Yeah,
the TV show.
yeah. The one that they had like a bunch of like YouTube ads for it.
Oh no, it's not. It's about this kid
Mm.
from. It's not.
It's like, oh
I
yeah,
remember
it must be
jokes
the same.
about it. It's not. It's about like a kid from Boston,
Mm.
and Bruce Wayne is not from Boston. He's from Gotham, and Gotham is like not Boston. What is Gotham?
I don't know. Like people are
Gotham
asking
like
like, yeah,
abandoned?
what's a Springfield in Simpsons like? You know, ask the real questions like, what's Gotham?
Yeah,
Cause
where is Gotham? I
like,
think I think I think comics place Gotham somewhere in like New England,
hmm, interesting.
okay? Or maybe
Cause
like
like,
further south.
cause Metropolis, it's kind of comes across, I guess, as like just big city, maybe New York,
Wow, almost
but
like all of them.
it sounds like super generic.
Holy shit, Star City, Metropolis. Literally, the name is Metropolis. Gotham. What else is there? Oh yeah, DC also has like these weird fictional countries like Dialia or whatever it is.
The
Marvel. Yeah.
the one with the what's it called? Uh, God, I can't even think of the name of the one that Black Adam's from, his country.
Oh, it's all like the tip. It's Kurat? Kuwait? No, I'm thinking Kuwait. No, I think it's Kurat.
It's this.
Kurat. Black Adam country.
'Cause I remember it from Injustice too.
Yeah. King. Who? He's from Egypt. No, I mean like I don't know. I mean he is from Egypt. That's his
Yeah.
origin, but he's formed his own country called. Is it Teth Adam? Is that it? No. That's his name. Never mind.
It's like that rock he has to like mutter to, and then it opens up.
Kondak.
Kondak. Yeah,
Kondak.
that's it.
Actually, I never looked up a list of DC fictional places. There has to be like a huge list. Central City, Coast City. Oh God. How much more generic can it get? Okay, actually no. Like, let me see this website. Okay, let's see. Hollywood Reporter says there's Gateway City, Star City, which kind of like San Francisco.
Maybe.
Central City, which is kind of like, I imagine it's like somewhere in the mid US.
Maybe.
Minneapolis. I don't know. It says St. Louis, I guess. Missouri. It's in Missouri. National City.
It's the Paradise
fuck?
City where the grass is green, the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you sing?
Oh, Coast City. Opal City. Midway City. Oh Jesus, there's got to be more, right?
Possibly.
Candor. Calvin City. Keystone City. Crypto. Oh, never mind. Bloodhaven. Oh, Bloodhaven, right? That's Nightwing's ground. Oh, okay. There's the Wikipedia page. It has a much longer list. Oh God. Okay, apparently Star City is currently located in Seattle. In current canon.
Like the new Asgard thing where they just like plopped it down and like.
Oh no, that is. Metropolis is like Cleveland, representative. Gotham is like in the Delaware. It's located in New Jersey, across the Delaware Bay. So it's a okay, that explains why it's so shitty all the time. Damn. Okay, what about countries though? Oh yeah, there's Bialia, Belgravia.
Bollywood.
There's that one that Count Vertigo keeps on trying to take over. It's like the Balkan, like Slavic, Eastern European sounding one. Markovia? No, that's GeForce Terra.
Sokovia.
Oh no, of course not. Sirach. Oh wow, that's definitely Sirach. Just take a rock and put an S on it. Saran. Oh, there's Kurok. Kurok, I think, is the one that Bialia keeps on bullying. Atlantis counts, I guess.
The target has been destroyed.
Kosnia? It's Kosnia, I think. Count.
It's like Bosnia.
Vertigo. Oh, he keeps on trying. What? Okay, what country is he taking over? Oh, Vlatava. That's the one. Vlatava. Yeah, this is just DC. Like, I don't know what fucking countries Marvel has. Okay, let's see if Wikipedia's got some shit. Well, I mean, like, Marvel has their own wiki, I guess. Wakanda, Lemuria, Sokovia, Atalan, Genosha. That's like the mutant one. Island thing.
That's like
Latveria.
the bug planet.
The enemy has been destroyed.
What? What?
You know, Genosha, you know?
Oh, okay. Haha.
Haha,
Okay.
nerd. Haha, I get it. It's
Very
reference.
funny.
Haha.
Okay.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Yeah, as I was like making that joke, I got a double kill.
Nice.
Because it the it's called the FV 4005. It's basically like the British like panicked response to like the IS-3, where it's like, hey, we need to make a really big gun, and like, you know, just be able to kill these Soviet tanks. So they went with it.
Reasonable.
Yeah, they went with a 183 millimeter gun. It's like
that's a bit much.
and the turret looks like a barn.
Remember, guys, big gun means bigger gun means
Better results.
strong gun. What is this Area 51 shit?
Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid square.
Some guy dressed as a Mandalorian trying to infiltrate Area 51. Good fucking luck.
Attention to the map. A little more effort, and victory will be yours.
So since the podcast hasn't really been doing that.
Well, I
What do
mean,
you
we
f-
haven't done
Yeah, we
anything
haven't
in a
really.
while.
Yeah,
It's been,
because there's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually kind of forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just,
it's
I just
alright.
kind of noticed it.
Because like you heard about the Sith Troopers, right, for episode 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts? Oh, yes, yes! I totally forgot about them because they're pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
it's like... Whatever.
Like.
I mean, they could do better.
Yeah, it definitely just kind of just like, I guess the executioner trooper, I can feel like, oh, all right, they just like have like some black highlights and they have like pikes, because that seems like a pretty specialized job that you're just there to execute people, as if any of the other first order troops do something different.
God, we need these specific guys. I mean, like, it makes sense. I mean, it's just like it's always there just to sell toys, right?
Yeah.
Like logically, you don't need this many trooper types for
Maybe.
like a very niche job.
Yeah, but I guess
No, I
my
guess,
thing
like-
though is it's like, hey, they're red, which makes them Sith troopers. Like at least the whatever they're called, the Snoke bodyguards, at least they're different in like design
I'm really
and stuff.
hoping that that's not the like I'm confident that won't be, it won't just be like that.
Designated grid zone.
But if it is, it'd be really disappointing. But like I don't think they do that where they just call them Sith troopers purely just because they're red.
Well, I mean, with the whole like Palpatine thing, I'm pretty sure it's like,
Oh.
yes, this is my elite. And then like,
Oh,
it
actually,
turn-
okay, yeah, actually no. Now that I think of it, yeah, that still would be kind of dumb.
and then they
It's
get
just like,
beat
oh,
up
they're
by
called
those
Sith
squash-looking things in like a
Yes.
episode 6 callback.
Sith troopers, Sith troopers, and they're
Sith
not
troopers.
even Sith. This is some KOTOR shit, right? It's like this is exactly KOTOR, because in KOTOR there was like they were called Sith troopers, because I think BioWare just didn't know what the fuck to call them. The basic infantry are just called Sith troopers. They had like they kind of looked like. For some reason, the KOTOR troopers kind of reminded me of Cobra, like from G.I. Joe.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because like, you had like the Sith Empire, and it's like, yeah, they're like serving the Sith Empire, so they're Sith troopers.
Yeah, wait, let me well, I mean, you're playing a game, so I mean, I won't bother you with images or shit like that. It's just like, KOTOR. I mean, KOTOR had them, and then SWTOR had like the definitely not imperial, definitely not based on the clones. Well, I mean, they weren't really. They had like the weird, ugly ass bucket helmet in the MMO.
That
And
trial
then
though was pretty intense with those guys. Like you have like these Revan looking ass wannabes just walking around, and then like this body slam them.
yeah,
It's no regard for like their own life. It's like you got like a laser sword. Well, I got guns
yeah,
and grenades.
yeah,
Try me.
yeah. But like, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like I'm not sure which one. I think I like the KOTOR Sith Troopers more than like the MMO ones. I don't know how to pronounce. How do you say it? SWTOR? SWTOR? SWTOR?
I guess SWTOR.
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 Cause yeah, the SWTOR troopers are definitely swole. Everything is like bulky as shit in that
You go
game.
anything bigger than the one body set, it just like instantly just.
Yeah. Everyone's like fucking huge, dude. Like, I mean, not huge. It's because they're all like in this really detailed, bulky armor
I
with
mean,
a
no.
lot
If
of
you
flashing
ever take the
lights.
armor off though, like they are like absolute units. If you just take the
Oh
armor
yeah,
off.
totally. They also are all absolute units, but like all the NPCs, all the Jedi are in battle armor, all the Sith are in more battle armor. All the soldiers are like decked out in like 50-piece power armor suits. I don't know. Some weird shit. Probably over designed by standards.
Probably.
I don't really know.
And how else are you gonna clap like Sith lords?
Yeah.
Just got
I
heavy
also
ordnance
don't
and heavy armor.
I don't understand how the SWTOR Sith troopers are supposed to look. Because what it seems that what happened is that initially they designed it to like look like vaguely like a clone trooper, but they put the visor they made the visor way too small and put it high up, so it's like on the forehead,
Hmm.
and then eventually they just revised it into like uh so that the gray parts that like I don't know how to describe it without actually showing you though, so I'm just gonna like whatever. But the point is, they look kind of funky, but vaguely cool. I guess I can dig it.
Yeah.
At least it looks different from like just a fucking stormtrooper entirely. Which is that's what the Sith troopers are now. I mean, the current Sith troopers, aren't they? They're clones combined with the First Order stormtrooper design. That's shit. That's it.
And
God damn it.
even Kylo is like a Clone Wars fanboy. He just like talks like, yeah, maybe clones would not betray and become a main character of the film.
Let the past die. Except the clones. They're totally awesome.
Clone Wars is great. Don't tell me it's a kids show. Can you
God.
imagine that in universe though? Like,
Yeah.
they just like watch like HoloNet videos.
What if Kylo is actually what if Ben Solo was actually a lot like me and was like really into military history, and he went through like a wearaboo phase,
Yeah,
except he never grew out of it.
and he also read Dark Empire.
Oh yes, he also read that. Yeah, I mean in universe it'd be more like he
Yeah.
read fan fiction, like Fourth Reich fan fiction.
Uh,
He went on the HoloNet and he like argued alternate history forums about why the Empire actually totally would have won, but reasons, you know.
yeah. You're like,
God.
yes. Uh,
And his mom is literally like, I literally fought these guys. Why are you arguing? Gosh, mom, you're so uncool. Bringing down the Empire.
Stormtroopers are great, okay? I won't let you talk about how you'd, like, shoot 50 of them in, like, a minute.
Did you know actually the Empire brought peace and prosperity to many, many systems?
Yeah. It's trying to save the galaxy from the rebels and their villainry. Subhumans. I mean, to be fair, probably, like, that's more of I guess they just consider aliens, but I guess they don't consider aliens subhuman, but at the same time they do. It's kind of weird with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what old canon had.
Oh, I mean,
fair
old
bit of.
canon had them being full genocidal and also really sexist. I mean, not really. I kind of sexist for
Kind
some
of.
reason.
Mostly sexist.
Mostly sexist, pretty sexist, but I mean, like that's just some weird 80s shit. We'll just assume that Empire is pretty sexist. You know, that's just sexism is bad. You
Yeah.
know, I guess we're gonna. Yeah. Now the Empire is, more. But I mean, yeah, the Empire is not as racist, not as straight up genocidal as it, like, like genocidally, like, I don't know, genocidally racist doesn't sound right. Just genocidal, as in like they target, they
Yeah.
actually like ethnic cleanse like specific
Yeah.
people because they're people, those people, rather than we enslaved Wookiees, but we kind of enslave everyone. We're equal opportunity enslavers. Like
Yeah.
it's not like that.
Yeah. Because I remember I
Oh.
watched a video today about like the like Dooku's vision of the Empire before
Okay.
he got murked, and
Right.
it kind of talked about how the like he kind of foresaw like framing all the aliens for it
Yeah.
for like the
That's
Confederacy.
the Revenge of the Sith novelization.
Yeah.
Thor came up with that shit and was like, yeah, that sounds good.
And then I don't know,
Dooku's
'cause-
space racist.
and then I guess there's things about him being like a white, like a male empire or something he was talking about,
Yeah, I
like
don't know about that.
like true men or something. And
Yeah.
didn't end up being like that.
Yeah, he's got.
What was interesting though is the Sith army idea or whatever, where it's like Anakin leading like an army of dark Jedi and Sith,
Yeah.
and they'd be like the elite of the Empire.
Yeah, because the idea is like this would be the end of the rule too, and So,
Yeah. Which, to be honest, it already was. It had been for a while.
Yeah.
With like Dark Jedi and stuff, but
Yeah.
that's a good question. Do you think that Dark Jedi and Sith Apprentice / Assassins, do you think those count?
Do
Or
they
are they-
count as? I mean, yeah, kinda. Like if you're talking like rule of two shit, then I mean it depends.
Hmm.
There's probably like Sith techniques and shit that's like but like in reality, it's just kind of like it's
'Cause
like imagine the rule two is monogamy, and then like you have someone like Duke who be all like, I want an open relationship, and yeah. And Dooku's around, seducing random Jedi, being his not apprentices. Just like Karen is out there flirting with other guys. Oh no.
Because I guess like you could consider people like Savage or like kind of just glorified assassins.
Okay, well, see, the thing is that with things like the idea behind guys like Ventress and Savage is that like it's like this kind of like mutual, like the way I see it is like it's like this mutual understanding of like Palpatine being like, okay, apprentice, I get it, you're gonna fuck around, you're gonna do sneaky shit behind my back, but just don't let me like catch you, So like I see that you have this dark Jedi that you say you're using as like just a tool, and you haven't trained this dark Jedi in any like special techniques, but the moment I catch like evidence that you are, then he or she has to die.
Yeah.
Then I win this game. I win this round of like master versus apprentice scheming.
I get to zap you more.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, I get to choke you through the hologram or whatever. It's just like it's a game, and the idea behind it, I think, is that, oh, conflict makes us stronger, right?
Yeah.
Conflict breeds character, and it makes us more powerful. Like by the end, you'll want if you're a Sith master and you are like you're dedicated to the rule of two, you want in a weird way you want your apprentice to have already trained his or her own apprentice, so that the rule of two is maintained.
Yeah.
Even though at the same time you're actively trying to kill them and find a stronger apprentice.
Yeah.
Because that's the idea. It's like we all agree to this game. Our religion is like literally serve yourself. It's like it's just weird shit. It's some weird shit.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself to a Sith apprentice. Treat your
Yeah,
family to a Sith apprentice.
for real. It's some wacky ass shit. I know like in Legends, like Dooku had like a whole squad of like Dark Jedi boys, but like of
Yeah, and
course
it's like
he wasn't
Quinlan
really.
Voss and stuff.
It was yeah, well Voss was the guy sent to infiltrate it, but it was also like Sora. The only name I remember is Sora Bulk. The others I don't. The other Dark Jedi are like I don't remember anymore. But like Sora Bulk, because Sora Bulk like invented Vapod with like Mace Windu or some shit like that. And then yeah, he was an asshole. Sora Bulk was a massive asshole. He's just a dick. He's a weak way too, so it's like you know, just fulfilling the stereotype of weak ways being assholes.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like, yeah.
Because like I guess with the whole like you're talking being expended or like looking for a stronger one, like there's that like you know when Dooku is trying to send her off, it's like yeah just you know destroy the ship, kill them both. You know, I don't want either of them to be alive anymore.
Yeah.
So he's
weird shit.
ready to like, which is you know it's kind of weird in the continuity of it that like he's okay with all these other failures, but this one time when she's about to kill him, it's like you know what? Nah, you're dead now. You mean nothing to me now. This is the breaking point. But,
What you mean for Ventress?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because he abandoned her in the beginning, right? Or something?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because he was the one who initially abandoned her. She comes looking for revenge. Yeah, it's a weird. I mean, like, in general, Clone Wars and the rest of Legends don't mix.
Yeah.
I know in Legends, like, Ventress has a very different fate, obviously.
Yeah, what happens with her?
So what happens is that some shit, like, a lot of shit happens, and she goes to Coruscant, and then she ends up finding out about Anakin and Padme. Like, just kind of briefly, and then and of course that was obviously the biggest mistake of her fucking life. Because Jesus Christ, Anakin just destroyed her. She's like, I'm gonna go kill Padme. Anakin's like, nope, and just like annihilates her. She's like, and he like wraps her up in like, he shocks her like by like getting her caught in like electric coils or like wires, and then wraps her up and then like drops her to her death. But then she survives.
Of course.
Obviously. And like ObiWan is kind of gets like he gets kind of obsessed with like because he thinks she's alive and he's like for some reason I forget why he gets kind of caught up in like, oh, what if she's alive? I need to like make sure she's dead, or like make sure like not make sure she's dead, but like just know for certain. And eventually they find her on some planet with and there's a big fight with like a bunch of Jedi and Grievous and Dooku and a bunch of other people. Bail Organa's in there for some reason as well. It's not like that stupid. It's not stupid. It's like it's just
Convoluted.
It's not. There's a lot of stuff involved, and then eventually Obi-Wan considers maybe I can redeem her. I think the Republic, the Clone Wars Republic comics in Legends, kind of how in the show, Ventress and Obi-Wan have this weird sexual tension at times.
Yeah, it was
It
kind of
comes
weird.
from that. It comes from the EU. It's a carryover from the EU.
Huh.
Because like they're like Obi-Wan has like a weird like attraction, but not like overt. It's just kind of like a enemy sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
You're my enemy, and then of course whatever. I am a dude. You're a girl. It's also forbidden. It's extra spicy. It's not well, not really. So it's like, but anyways, Obi-Wan tries to redeem her or some shit at the very end, but she's kind of like, oh, she's too wounded, so she kind of dies
Hmm.
after being out, like just she's revived, but then she like comes out like all angry and pissed at everyone, but then she eventually is cut down. But actually she doesn't die. And what happens is while she's in like the med ship or whatever, and the clones are like taking her body away, she like, actually I'm alive, and then like she doesn't kill the clones, or not on screen. She's just like, oh, I'm taking over the ship and you need to like fly me out of this mess. And she literally says like, just like, away from here, away from all this, and then
Right.
they disappear. That's the Legends. That's the Legends story.
All right.
Yeah, that's your history lesson. But then like, yeah, I mean like that's actually not. Well, I mean canon involves like a lot more nice sister shit.
Yeah.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
So it's
Did-
like,
Yeah. And does that also include like the Night Sister flashbacks where she's actually a Jedi, but then she gets angry and then Dooku gets to her? He's like, or is
well, I
that
mean yeah, that's I think that's always been.
okay?
Yeah, I mean yeah, that's in Legends. In Legends, it kind of goes more into. It's the same story about her master getting killed, but it's actually it might be different because it's on Rat Attack.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's like it's on Rat Attack because I know. Oh, actually, that's the thing. In Legends, she's like explicitly like Rat Attaki as her race, whereas like in canon, she's and because of Clone Wars, it's like she's a Night Sister, and I don't know what race they count as. Maybe she's still Radataki, but she's a Night Sister born Radataki. But then like in Legends, like the story is that she's Radataki, and her home world is Radatak, and then like eventually, I think she became a Jedi. She became a Jedi Padawan, I think, and then she like went back to Radatak to like because the Radatak is like fucking Mad Max world, post-apocalyptic, warlords and hell zones sort of
Right.
place.
Uh-huh.
And she tried to bring peace, but then they killed her master, and she just went apeshit on all of them and conquered the entire planet.
She went sicko mode.
Yeah, she went full sicko mode, and it's like she conquers the entire planet. There's like a whole thing where she like Obi-Wan gets captured and he gets brought to Radatak, and him and like Alpha 17, who's like Captain Rex of Legends,
Right.
which makes him mean he's more edgy. They get tortured there, and eventually they escape. It's some pretty badass shit because they also learn about like Side Ventress' past, and I think that's when that sets up like the whole Obi-Wan is like, oh man, that sucks. Like I kind of sympathize. I feel for that. And it's like maybe she's not past salvation.
Right.
Now that I know her story, I can like reach out to her. But yeah, it doesn't work out. But yeah, there's some cool shit there. He like Obi-Wan like fucking. The whole thing is like Obi-Wan is like he has like a hood on, and like the hood is like some sort of like force like Sith enchanted like torture like pain mask, and then like it just basically hurts him. It basically hurts him to prevent him from concentrating to ever use the force, and then
Okay.
just like a constant pain. And then he basically like he spends he spends like a long amount of time just like picking away at a like using the force little by little to pick away at like a loose pipe until it breaks and like water floods in. It's pretty cool shit.
Huh.
And then like yeah, Alpha 17 has like a million fucking cuts on him. He's like, I don't talk.
Oh,
He's
yeah, I
like,
think I
cut the fuck up, and he's like, that's not in my programming to reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hardcore. Alpha 17 is hardcore. Originally, Clone Wars. Originally, Rex was supposed to be called Alpha 17, but then like Alpha at least. And then like, um, George Lucas was like, Filoni, we already have Anakin and Ahsoka. Like, why the fuck do you want them another A name? Might as well call them the AAA team or whatever. Fucking like,
Yeah, they're the A team before the actual A team, Bad Batch, which is actually the B team. Because it's both B's. Bad Batch.
Man, I miss the edgy clones of Clone War of the old of Legends.
Mm.
I like edge. I kind of like the inhuman nature to the clones. Like I wish if I were to do Clone Wars, I'd like to strike a balance between like the humanization of them and also like the inhuman nature of them. Because I love how in like the fucking Jabim comics, it's literally like there's this line where Obi-Wan is like, "No, Alpha, we can't just kill all resistance
Yeah, I
on
was
the
gonna
planet."
say.
And then like Alpha's like, "Well, you know, like you ought to try."
Oh, see, the one I was thinking of was when he's talking to Obi-Wan. He's like, you know, if you just killed all the politicians, or I was like, oh, we're not doing that. It's like, you're just gonna end up killing them anyway.
Yeah, kill all the politicians, and like Obi-Wan's like, "No, we can't do that. We can't assassinate everyone." Like, what's your problem? What's your problem? Like, I always like.
Yeah,
I'd
but
like
then
more
Alpha
stories.
was like, you're just gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah.
What's it gonna matter?
Alpha's so dejected. He's just like, my idea's pretty good. I just kill everyone. Come on. Like that's Alpha.
Yeah.
Or yeah, but I mean, like, I like that feeling of like how the Jedi are kind of like, well, these clones are kind of fucked up. I miss that in Clone Wars. In Clone Wars, everyone's all nice and happy, and
Yeah,
the clones
and
are all like.
then they have to come up with inhibitor trips. Like, oh, you know, it wasn't them that were actually like brainwashed, ready to kill Jedi at a moment's notice. It's actually.
But I mean, like the only difference is that like it's like they had personality before versus like, oh, they were always kind of weird.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like, but I still feel like it's weird when you have like, oh shit, there's like, oh, clone bars and like clone, you know, like clones are like all horny
Yeah.
shit who like
It's a bit odd.
have, like pin-ups. It's like, but like if you have a clone army, if you're not a clone army, if you have like a genetically grown army, bioengineered soldiers, why would you have them have all these flaws? You know, it's just like you don't need to.
I don't know. Like, I think one of my favorite like parts of the clones was the 2003 ARC Troopers, where you have like a super commando team that's like able to communicate battle planes through just like arm movements.
Well, yeah,
Like they're that coordinated that
that's
just, like,
cool as fuck. Like, why would they not have, like, I don't know, canon needs that. I need an episode of just, like, Republic command, like, clone commandos, just, like, tearing shit up. And that's the entire episode, just 20 minutes of that in, like, one line of dialogue. If they can do that, like, that would be truly blessed, but I doubt they will.
Yeah, because instead they'd rather have kooky Bad Batch doing like crazy stuff that somehow works.
Yeah. It's not the worst, it's just like, I have seen a better path, and, like, how dare you not meet my crazy expectation. That's me.
Yeah. True.
God. Yeah, it's rough, man.
You really do be like that.
Allied forces have captured a
Just
zone.
want good clones, but then they just don't deliver.
The gun's been loaded!
I mean, I was reading this 40K like alternate universe thing where it's just like so the setup for Warhammer 40K universe is like the prequel setup is that there were like 18 Space Marine legions, and then
Yeah, I think
half of
so.
them became evil.
Hmm.
And then like I was reading this alternate universe idea where they just flipped it, and I thought it's like, wow, that's a pretty neat idea where you just flip the good guys and the bad guys.
Hmm.
And it just makes me think of like, oh, what happens if you like if the Clone Wars are like the droids are the part of the good guy on the good guy's side and like the clones are on the bad guy's side.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
that's like, Patty's thing, or whoever posted the like alternate.
Oh, that was John. It was like his. It's like every last one of them, I think, or the Last Jedi is his like nickname.
Yeah. And there's like,
But his real name is John. I know this because one time his nickname just had John on it. So I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, hey John. Like, oh, now you know my true name, mortal.
your
You know
your
how, like,
secrets
shit
is
like
now revealed.
yeah. There's like shit like, oh, you know the true name of a demon, so you have power over it or some shit like that. That's why no one will ever know my true name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think though about the like so you're talking about like the different like chapters, and
Yeah.
from
They all
my
have a cool
understanding
feel.
what's kind of cool is like the idea that like since the timelines are so inconsistent, or like with like
Yeah.
how many years have passed,
Yeah.
and the idea of it being like the Imperial Man has already like fallen apart, and like it just takes this long for it to fall apart because it's so vast.
But I mean, like, I think the story with 40K recently progressed because like they have the Super Space Marines with the longer
Right.
legs,
Yeah, yeah.
and then that's also because then also they brought back because the Super Space Marines of course are Ultramarines because the Games Workshop people love to wank Ultramarines, and then the Ultramarines Primarch woke up, and I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. It's like people call him Robo Girly Man because like they like to make fun of him, but I don't know actually. But it's like French. It's like Rebo Guimont. I don't know. Gilliman. I just say Rebo Gilliman, but like yeah. At this point, I think I could probably name all the Primarchs in their Space Marine Legion, like the Legions, the original Legions. I can't name like all the million successor chapters, but like yeah, the original Legions, I think I figured them out. But like yeah, they have some weird ass names. And they also have like these weird cultural themes. It's like, oh, Jagatai Khan. I wonder what culture he's based off of. Jagatai Khan. And he has like the fucking Fu Manchu, and like he rides his the White Scars theme is like speed bikes and like speed and like hit and run. It's like I wonder who they're based off of. And then alternatively, Vulcan, who's black. That's just the salamanders are black, and they're all black, and they're not like just like, oh, they're not African. No, they're actually their skin has been like transformed by volcanoes or whatever. Yeah.
Probably one of the best 40K quotes on like Russian Badge is like, glossing over all this lore you really don't need to understand.
Oh, is that from his like Space Marine review?
Yeah, the
Oh man, I saw that one.
yeah.
That was fucking great.
Yeah.
The Blood Ravens. He stole their shit.
Which is pretty much
Yeah,
just the plot of every Space Marine game. Just like how every SCP game, despite the fact that there are thousands of SCP, it's always the same ones that they use in the games. You got 173, the Peanut, you got 049, Plague Doctor, 096, Shy Guy, and 106, Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry, right?
You don't want him to touch you and bring him to a special place.
Fucking Yeah, every fucking well, I mean, Warhammer 40K is pretty simple. We are humans. They are the enemy. Kill them all. And it's just like, occasionally you might want to. Do you want to ally with the aliens? Is it truly worth it? And then like, and then this moral debate, and Inquisition is like
Yeah.
and that's 40K. Grr.
Because
Exterminatus. Ah.
there was because my friend for a couple times during the summer, his class or like his car wasn't working, so I had to like drive him for like about like 45 minutes or so. So like
Oh.
all he would do is just like talk Space Marines,
Oh
just
no.
driving down the highway. So like just all the lore about how like the Emperor actually like wouldn't have wanted it this way. They just like interpret it wrong or whatever.
He's an atheist. Like the
Yeah, he's
entire
an
the
atheist.
entire irony is that he's an atheist, and like they don't, and like they end up worshiping him because of something one of the traitor Primarchs wrote.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the guys who like turned on him because he didn't want to be worshipped wrote a thing that made that everyone eventually found and were like, wow, he was a god. According to this person, I wonder who it was, and like that person is currently like a demon going crazy in the warp. It's just like it's some massive irony. I enjoy it. Though I'm an atheist, so of course I appreciate the Emperor's attempt, but still, unfortunate.
By the way, during the last conversation, I got another double kill in the FB, and someone said
Hold on.
reported in chat. I guess because, like, I'm pretty sure he was also like in just like a light tank or something. So just like the shrapnel or the explosion from the first tank like blew him up. So he wasn't even in my sight line, but because the other one was like barely peeking over, I got him. Oh well. I don't make the rules, I just follow the broken ones. Now, do you think, though, that there's going to be, because, you know, this is another time jump, do you think there's going to be any, like, new tech for, what's it called? Rise of Skywalker?
I don't really care anymore.
Oh, you don't? Alright.
I like ultimately it's just like yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering what new tech would there be? Then maybe I mean like they said they had Leia scenes or something. So like the super weapon, the hammerhead, whatever it is, maybe that like was cut from The Force Awakens. Maybe it'll like return somehow.
Maybe. Because, like, I don't know, like, when it comes to, like, the super weapons of Star Wars, like, I feel like Starkiller's up there with kind of more practical-ish, because, you know, in my mind, it's like, why would you build an entire, like, moon-sized station when, you know, you could just, like, take a moon or a planet, blow a hole in it, and boom, there you go, there's your super weapon. I don't know. Because I guess it also follows the principle of the galaxy gun of not having to travel and like target for you know, a certain amount of time.
It's just snipe them.
Yeah.
I mean, Starkiller is certainly an effective super weapon. I'll give it that.
Yeah. But
It's kind of overpowered as shit from like the way it sounds,
Yeah.
but like obviously they still blew it up.
yeah, you just need like a smuggler to run around throwing
You just
bombs.
need a smuggler
and-
to do like an impossible sort of like hyperspace jump, or seemingly impossible, but obviously he ended up doing it. And
Yeah.
then like they have to infiltrate this place, bring down the shields somehow, which they somehow did, and then you know it's Star Wars, like they somehow always do
yeah.
things.
Plant some explosives, fly an X-wing inside.
Like literally you can't expect like the Empire or the First Order to really figure it like out. Man, what if they did something fucking impossible?
Yeah.
And then like
you know, I think the biggest offender probably like is Death Star 2, because you know Death Star
Yeah.
1, of course, that was like, you know, thermal exhaust ports exist other places on the Death Star,
Yeah.
and you know you have to make this huge cinematic run that you have to be a farm boy terrorist who gets whispered to by an old man.
Yeah.
And like, but the problem is though, Death Star 2, it's literally a hole that goes straight to the reactor
Yeah,
that you
that's
can
true.
fly. You can fly a freighter through.
Well, I mean,
Come
like, the
on.
idea was that the Death Star 2 is not fully complete, I guess.
Maybe, but I
Also,
think
you're
Screen
supposed to have
Rant
the
made it.
energy shield,
Yeah.
which was supposed to, which was like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
once it's complete, once it's fully complete, then the energy shield will like, it'll have a self-created energy shield, and you'll be fucked.
Mm.
But then like, oh, at the time they still needed the ground-based energy shields, which they guarded with like the most idiotic Imperials. Like,
Hey, that
I
was their
think
best Legion though.
literally,
But
like, I remember I read it. I said something about how like I read it. I forgot in what subreddit, what post, whatever. I commented something about like, oh, Imperial stormtroopers are pretty dumb. Endor, huh? It's pretty stupid. And like someone said like, and then like I said like, well and someone said like, well actually they're stormtroopers, so yeah they're all dumb. And like, but the Emperor literally said my best
it's the
soldiers.
yeah, that was my
It
thing with
was
it.
yeah. And then the guy replied to me said, well, he was probably being sarcastic. And I was just like,
He's really.
you know what? Maybe you're onto something. Maybe he was really being sarcastic. Maybe Palpatine is just a massive troll, and he just wanted to blow up the Empire.
Yeah. Because, like, if you think about it, like, he could easily, like, he faked the information all along, right?
Yeah.
So why couldn't he have faked the information about the fake information?
Yes.
Like, you know, it's not actually, this isn't actually the shield generator. You can't actually go through this part because this port is like, you know, you go in, like, 20 feet and then you just, like, hit a bunch of pipes. And then you all die. Because you thought that you could get through it. You know, like they just hit a flat wall instead of like flying through it. But plot, I guess. Oh yeah, also the complexity of Luke's plan for Episode 6.
Oh, you mean the first one?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, like in Jabba's
Yeah.
palace?
yeah.
I am
Send
so
in
confused by that.
send in Lando under disguise, then send in Leia in
Or no,
disguise.
C-3PO and
and
R2,
then-
D2,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
yeah,
Send them
C-3PO,
in.
R2,
Hope that he
Then
gets
send-
the message.
yeah. Then
Because he's
I
holding his
come.
lightsaber. He's holding the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So like if anything happens to R2, if they look at him at all.
It's confused. It's like, what is Luke doing? Yeah, Return of the Jedi is something else. I don't know. Honestly, what is Star Wars even?
What is Star Wars? Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
God damn it. Just, no.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I didn't even check chat to see if anyone watched during the stream, but it looks like... How long was that? Let me just see. Because usually I like to keep it to about an hour or so.
Who want to join
Right,
PC?
Okay. Looks like that's going to be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.